welcome to the O Show. This is the second ever episode, and we have some amazing guests coming up. But before that, I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about myself. I wasn't always the confident and poised woman you see before you today. I used to be shy, mousy even, and I didn't have a great sense of self-worth. I know the question that's in all of your minds right at this moment. How did she do it? How did she go from that girl behind the sewing machine to this person you see today? And the answer is really simple. It's because of the work I've done on myself. I did extensive psychoanalysis. I saw a cognitive therapist. I joined a women's group. And also through my own artistic work as a performance artist, I've gained greater self-confidence. And through working with a rational emotive behavioral therapist, I learned to accept myself unconditionally. And one of the metaphors I like to think about when I think of myself as a very complex, intricate human being with a constellation of qualities, both good and bad, positive and negative, strengths and weaknesses, I like to think of the metaphor of the moon. Sometimes the moon is fully illuminated, sometimes it's just a crescent, but it's always there. The whole moon is always there, but we're just not always seeing the entire thing. So sometimes my good side might be showing, and other times my bad side. But I am very complicated. I can't rate myself, I can only rate the things that I do. So, my first guest this evening is a renowned cabaret performer. Some might describe her as a body artist. She really pushes the boundaries. I think that her work is following on from the legacy of feminist performance artists who came before her, such as Carolee Schneemann, Annie Sprinkle, Cozy Fanny Tootie. She uses her body in explicit ways and provocative ways. I think without further ado, I'm going to bring her on. Join me in welcoming Mouse. You're going to be performing for us later.
I shall be doing a 20-second act.
How is it that you come to so totally accept yourself?
Well, purely financially, I had to earn a living, so I thought I could be a performer. And as I discovered I had a rather large minge, I might as well use it and make some money.
How did you discover that exactly?
I discovered I had a large minge really well. I'm probably not allowed to say it. I'm drug dealing at raves. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Probably not. Ecstasy, anyone? That's a bit naughty. Over the years, I've discovered that I can do lots of tricks from my pussy. And so
how exactly though did you discover that?
Well, one day with a goldfish, I thought, could I put this goldfish in and squirt it out? And it worked.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was at least 10 years ago. And it lived. And I owned that goldfish for many years.
I heard actually, and maybe this is not true, but I heard that that you started doing your performances because you taught kegel exercises to elderly people.
I used to work as a PE teacher, and I worked in the gym doing the pelvic floor. You hold your pelvic muscles up, breathe, and then let it go. It's pelvic floor tightening and anal passage tightening. Yes, kind of that's true. Because I was working, teaching the OAP fitness and teaching them to tighten their crotch.
So, have you always tended towards performance as a child, and did you perform, or did you take acting classes or anything like that?
I went to drama school and I did ballet. I don't do ballet anymore. It's kind of progressed to more stunts. Pretty stunts, bum stunts, and stunts with my body. But I have always been into drama and Shakespeare. I went to drama school and for A-levels, and it's hard to imagine really that after all that, all I really need to do is put a funnel in my arse and squirt out water. Why go to drama school at A-levels, really?
But what was it that inspired you to go to drama school in the first place? What was it from your childhood that really first sparked your interest in doing drama?
I've always been a show-off and always liked wearing wigs and makeup and prancing around.
You have a flair for drama. And is
Yes.
that drama just on stage, or is that in your personal life as well, if you don't mind my asking?
On stage, but I don't know. Bear. Am I dramatic? This is the bear over here. Bear, come here. Come here. Here. No, I'm not dramatic in real life, he says. This is my partner in crime over there. I don't know if you can see him. He's
Yeah.
Bear. And no, he said I'm very normal in real life.
How frequently do you perform?
Next week I've got 4 shows. This week 2 shows. And I have many different acts. Today is Goldilocks and the Giant Bear. Next week is Pantomime Cow, Milking the Udders. And then after that, it's the story of a giant poodle who eats dog food. And then after that, it's a Texas waitress come smash my eggs, where I'm making a breakfast for my pussy and my bum for the audience. So quite a few shows coming up. On the fetish scene, the gay scene, and the performance arts scene.
Does your performance differ in those different settings?
No.
No, you do the exact
I
same
do
thing.
exactly the
across board.
same show, even if it was for an under 5-year-old's picnic. Always be the same. If you tell me to tone down the act, I'll do it worse.
Okay.
You can never really tone down your act because that destroys your reputation. Can't water it down. Well, water is not the right word.
All right, so you heard the description I gave before you came on.
Yes, Annie Sprinkle. Thank you.
So why do you like Annie Sprinkle so much?
Well, she's a very famous woman, so to be compared to someone as Annie Sprinkle is quite a compliment, really.
Just because she's famous?
In a way. Well, she's established and quite a cool person.
Yeah.
Really.
Or any of the other artists that you relate to, or do you know their work, and what do you think of them?
I know a lot of artists, but not really on my level. No, I do love performance art and a lot of artists, but...
So who are your favorite performance artists?
Performance artists? Goodness, God, that's hard. I like Narcissus in America, Ron Athey. I don't know if you know these people. They're more, I like lots of Franco B, blood artists, really. But no one that really uses their pussy or their bumhole as much. More installationists, those sort of artists. Orlan I really like, I don't know if you know Orlan.
Yeah.
He cuts her face off. Orlan, proper. But I'm not doing that.
Well, I've only seen actually one live performance, I have to admit.
Ooh.
Shameful. And I've seen
How's
a
that?
video
Oh.
of you where you're like a little doggy.
Oh yeah.
What I found really interesting about that particular video was that because of your sort of childlike energy in the film and the way you perform is such a contrast to what you would normally expect from kind of hardcore pornography. Or maybe it was something about the explicitness of the video. I was just amazed that you could have such an explicit depiction of a woman that, like, without it being erotic. Do you think of your work as erotic? That's what I'm wondering. Because
No,
to me, it
I
didn't.
think more ridiculous and shock value and more disgusting, not erotic. I don't feel erotic.
Yeah, that's what I was amazed by
Yeah, more
about
shock
it.
value.
Was that it is
More vile.
playing with
Vile.
all the tropes of pornography, like
Yeah.
the close-up.
Well, it's a minge bumhole and breasts.
Yes, but and also
What's that?
and also clean shaven too, because that's
Oh, always, always.
why is that?
I'm a life model in my normal job, and I think as a life model, a big bush gets in the way of the form, really. So whip it off. Yes, for life modelling, it's better to have a shaven beaver. Nothing to do with pornography, I just prefer a clean slate.
Were you always very open about your body? Were you always very, not shy about your body?
I've been a life model for 25 years, so I've been naked more or less every day, at least 6 hours a day, apart from being on the tube. So I have to be alright with my body, really. Yeah, no, I'm used to being naked, so...
Do you think that that kind of ease that you gained or confidence about showing your body or using your body in different ways, do you think that that's affected other areas of your life?
Well, at the end of the day, I had to pay a big gas bill at one point.
Do you think of yourself as a feminist?
I think being asked if I'm a feminist is a bit of an old-fashioned question, really. I'm a bit beyond that. I am myself. I'm a powerful woman. I make my own money. It's not even a question I can relate to at all. It's kind of done, the feminist thing. I am myself. I'm free. I'm happy working in the sex industry, and I make huge amounts of money from showing my tits and arse. That's great.
So you don't think there's any more work to be done in terms of gender inequality or?
Well, I consider myself actually to be more of a man than any man that I know. And when I've got my strap on, you are finished. I am woman. And woman. And half bird.
Has anyone ever fallen in love with you from having seen your performances?
I've never met anybody that's fallen in love with me from watching a show. They've either fainted, vomited, or run off. I'm still looking for my man. It would be nice if I could find him, but I think I may well be putting him off, actually. It's only taken me like a decade to realise that this is not pulling material. But when I take my wig off and go to Tesco's, I'm normal. I do normal things, you know.
So when
Not
you
always
can you tell
scary.
can you tell us how has that worked in past relationships and with telling them or?
My past relationships and my new relationships, as the bear can tell you. Bear? Oh, he's fallen asleep. My relationships are non-existent. Men don't come near me, they're scared, they run off. And the only men I meet are about 12, and I'm 43. So I can only pull men that want sex for the first time, which I can teach them. And that's that. Yes. And all the men I like are gay, or married, or on their third divorce.
So do you think it's something that it's?
I think this job
it is
has
your
ruined my sex life.
But don't you think that? I think that's where I think feminism might come in because. I don't know.
Let me get my notepad and pen.
I'm taking a leap here, but
yeah, I'd like to know because it's not happening.
If it was more acceptable for a woman to be sexual in the same way as a man, and on a kind of more widespread level.
Yeah, but it can't be because I've got different bits than a man. So obviously he's going to do his thing with his cock and I'm going to do my thing, so it's not the same bits.
I know it's not the same bits,
Oh, so
but
it can't be the same.
I'm just saying that is part of the reason why you're not getting a date, because men are intimidated by the kind of performance work you do. I mean, you said yourself.
They are very intimidated.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised, I would be.
So you wouldn't date you?
No. If I met a male stripper, I might, probably would accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably the only person in the sex industry that never has sex. It's weird.
I think we'll take some questions from the audience.
Hello.
Hi, Mars. I'm just wondering, my name's Johnny.
Hello, Johnny.
Have you ever been in love, Mars?
I have been in love, and I love being in love, and I'm looking for some more love. But where is my prince?
Is it true that you may be doing something public on the telly or something in order to find your Prince Charming?
I may be in August auditioning boyfriends. That's my next project. But not as Mouse, as somebody else. So secretly, I will be doing a manhunt. It's Mandy's Manhunt.
I was just wondering if you had quite a vigorous training regime, you know, to keep in shape.
I do a lot of sport, yes. I do kickboxing on Tuesday, yoga on a Wednesday, body pump on a Thursday, legs, bumps and tums, spin class, Pilates, swimming, and
Do you do more specific exercises?
mostly kickboxing, martial arts.
And in line with that, what is your diet?
I eat for breakfast every single day 10 egg whites for years, lots of broccoli, loads of fish, and about nearly half a litre of vodka every day for the last 10 years. And oh, the bear is saying over there,
So we're going to take a quick commercial break now, but stay with us because next up we're going to have our second guest, Kristen Lovelace, who's going to share with us about her recent breakup. And of course we'll be seeing a lot more of Mouse.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Want to know what Oriana really thought about her interview with Mouse? Check out this month's Dance Theatre Journal.